capability to land, but there seems to be a very serious system malfunction. It can be a engine failure, though engine fire can't be seen. What people have just said, there was no fireball in the air as of now, with all the people telling the observations. It can be a avionics issue, it can be a hydraulic failure or something very major, due to which the aircraft on the approach it crashed before the runway.
Mr. Akshay, the aircraft that was involved was 16 years old, and now this aircraft had its own share of technical issues. So, at this particular time, could the age of the aircraft also be a factor?
Sabyasachi, no, that won't be an issue here. Why? Because there are aircraft which are much older and they're already flying. Plus, an aircraft does not get a certificate to fly without all the checks and procedures. And 16 years is not a very big age in terms of business jets or transport jets. There are aircraft which are half a century, even more old, and they're still flying in various airlines around the world. Because every aircraft, before it takes off and after it lands, there are multiple checks done. There's an entire technical team of engineers involved which is checking the aircraft on ground. Plus, the pilot is well capable, who is flying a VIP. He's having his own share of long flying experience with a lot of flying hours. He's capable of handling most of the emergencies on the aircraft. So we need to really see what the DGCA comes out with when the investigations are done.
DGCA right now, they have initiated an investigation into the matter where the AIB will be investigating. Now, several eyewitnesses who have come on record and given the statement, they have said that the aircraft skid off the runway. Now, the several eyewitnesses also said that the aircraft was descending in a manner that it would crash.
Yeah, so that's why with this type of an approach, as we see here with the Mayday call, when it attempted a second approach, and we need to see why it attempted the approach, because in case of a technical failure during the first approach, the most of the captains won't take a chance, and it doesn't seem to be a visibility issue. Because in that case, it's a very simple way of going around. However, there are certain other things which also come into play here. When you're doing a VIP flying, there's always a pressure on the pilot to attempt the landing and somehow land, because Ajit Pawar ji was going for a Zilla Parishad meeting. It was an important meeting. There were hundreds of people waiting for him. But still, Mayday call is something which, when a pilot gives, it has all the powers and the decision-making power to divert or go around and land on another airfield. But in such, maybe the aircraft had a major engine malfunction or a fire or a major technical issue, because of which the pilot had to somehow attempt a land, otherwise it wouldn't have reached any other airfield. So that was what I'm suspecting that the pilot is trying. Now, once the aircraft is on the landing approach, at that particular time, there are too many factors which are involved. And that's only when the investigation reports come out, we have to see why such a thing happened, that the aircraft was, or the pilot was, had to land in the second attempt. It was second attempt is after a Mayday call is not easy.
Does the location of the airstrip also plays a very crucial role?
Yes, Sabyasachi, it does. And in a lot of cases, if there is a high altitude runway, the runway length is smaller. If there is a weather issue in particular hilly areas, the issue always comes, especially with a lighter jet like this. However, Baramati is not something which is situated at a very high altitude, though yes, there are a couple of hills here and there. The runway is having ample length, plus Learjet, this particular aircraft needs a very short runway to land. It requires approximately 700 meters or something, and it can do a very nice landing on a short runway also. It's well capable of that. So as of now, and plus when it comes to weather, as I said, people are suspecting it's a weather issue, but a Mayday call is not given due to a weather issue. It's something very serious. Only then a Mayday call is given.
Mr. Akshay, kind of maintenance and
मृत्यु हुई है, उनकी बॉडीज अभी यहाँ पे मेडिकल कॉलेज में है। उनके आइडेंटिफिकेशन जांच कंफर्म होने के बाद हम आपको अपडेट करेंगे। घटनास्थल पे अभी क्या-क्या किया जा रहा है? घटनास्थल पे अभी एक्सपर्ट टीम है जो उसकी पानी चल रही है, और उसमें जो भी जांच में सामने आएगा वो आपको रिपोर्ट अपडेट कर दी जाएगी। ये एक्सपर्ट टीम का काम है, वो टीम अपनी जांच कर रही है। ये सारे रीजन एक एक्सपर्ट ओपिनियन के बाद ही दिए जा सकते हैं कि एग्जैक्टली क्या रीजन होता है। थैंक यू।
Well, Mr. Akshay, we had a reaction coming in from ground where the local police confirmed that the experts have reached the crash site and the black box have been recovered. So, how crucial is going to be the black box? Because definitely it's going to reveal the details regarding the health of the aircraft, regarding the speed and other factors when the crash happened.
Actually, everything which the aircraft is doing in the air or on the ground, it's all recorded in the black box. So the entire conversations between the pilots, all the all the equipment which are there, how the aircraft is functioning, what are the issues coming in, everything is recorded in the black box. And with a business jet like this, the black box is also of the next generation. It records virtually everything, and within investigation, it would be clearly out that exactly what went wrong on this particular aircraft due to which the crash happened.
Mr. Akshay, how much time does it take for the AIB or the DGCA to conduct the preliminary investigation as well as to come out with the final report?
So, as we saw in the Air India 171 crash, that it's still under investigation, because when such a crash happens, then there are multiple bodies involved, multiple inspectors and investigators involved who do every kind of possible investigation to make sure that when they come out with a statement, it should be correct to the last point. But with this type of aircraft, we can expect a couple of months, because that much time it takes for all the investigations to be completed.
When we talk about the private jet, now VSR, now back in 2023 in the month of September, the same company had a major accident in Mumbai airport. So when it comes to private chartered aircraft, so how important is the maintenance or the safety audit that is conducted by the DGCA?
Sabyasachi, the maintenance and the safety audit is done on all the aircraft which are flying, and with VIP flying, these aircrafts are even under stricter investigations. There's a team of engineers, flight engineers, who are doing regular investigations and checkups on these aircrafts. All these checks and procedures are carried on the ground in the air every time a pilot is flying it. And these are not old aircrafts. With these type of modern aircraft, the pilots also gets all the indication in the air in case there is a malfunction which happens to the aircraft. Plus, the pilot also does all the checks. So in case there is a problem in the aircraft on the ground, the pilot will not take off. He'll, maybe a second aircraft is ready for the takeoff, but then these companies itself, they are doing all the checks and inspections. So it's not that this particular aircraft has not undergone any checks, because it will not be allowed to take off without proper certification, without proper licensing. It's not allowed to do that.
Thank you, Mr. Akshay. Now, I'm being also joined by Dr. Vandana Singh, aviation expert. Dr. Vandana Singh, thank you so much for speaking to News9. Now, what are the factors that could have possibly led to this crash? Now, there are multiple factors coming out in front. It could be engine failure. A mayday call was given by the pilot. He made a second attempt to land in Baramati. Now, the weather is also another factor which could have possibly reduced the sight of the pilot and poor visibility. So, according to you, what are the factors that could have led to this accident?
Firstly, thank you for having me on your show. What we do know so far is that the first time Karwa contacted the equipment, the pilot, on a final approach, the pilot said negative as far as visibility is concerned. This is very clear. The pilot said that negative, meaning that there is a little bit of question mark on that. However, the second approach was made, as we all know, and when the second approach was made, that the aircraft veered clear of the runway, rather far from it, and did an emergency landing and burst into flames. So the question number one is visibility first. Second, of course, when the second approach was made, there was a bit of a sunburst. So amongst the haze, the sun did come out. And the equipment, when it landed, it went into total flames. Now, obviously, at the final approach,